you doing?
How you doing?
How aware do you have to be of where 95 is at this weekend?
Super aware. As you know, man, Myles Garrett is having a tremendous year, and he's a heck of a player. They're very stout up front, man. It starts with him, but they got a bunch of different guys. Zadarius Smith, Dalvin Tomlinson. They got rotational guys. So all their guys really do a great job, and I think Myles gets a lot of the credit. He's got about 7.5 sacks already. So obviously that's well deserved. He's one of the better edge rushers in the game. So we got to create a plan for him and go out there and execute.
In what ways does he rush differently than other edge guys?
I would say it's just his mixture of speed and power. Just physically, a strong dude, a big dude out there, and then he's equally as athletic, which is rare to have that speed to power combo. He's quick. He can get on the edges. He can bend. He does so many things really well. And so, he's showing and proving that he's a force to be reckoned with. So, obviously, that's every week in the NFL. You're going to have these challenges. And I think our guys are going to, really be ready for the challenge this week.
One of the things the Browns do, well, they do a lot of great things on defense, but third down conversions, they don't allow a lot of them. But what do you like about what happened last week in terms of third down?
Yeah, I think the main thing was that, as I always say, we got to be great on first and second down to be in manageable situations on third down. And I thought that's what we did. I thought overall, when we're in those situations where it's manageable, I think we do a pretty good job. And if you look at the Browns, what they've been doing great at is, making sure teams are in third and long, third and long situations, which leads to them being, the number one defense on third down. So for us, it's got to be great on first and second down, and then obviously executing on third down, which always going to be a challenge. But I'm really, really excited about it.
What were the biggest problems for you specifically in the red zone the last couple of weeks?
I wouldn't say problems. I just think we didn't score. Whatever the situation is, we got to score points in the red zone. Obviously, you got to, move the ball to get down there. So we've been doing good at that, but we haven't been able to score enough touchdowns. So, that's the main thing is obviously score touchdowns. And then, for me, just can't turn the ball over.
You mentioned keeping it third manageable, but you guys did convert on 3rd and 7 on the first drive. You had that 3rd and 10 to lock it later in the game. Just how big is your pass protection been in those moments when you need it to have those long
pass protection is critical. I think they've done a great job all year. And so, when you're in those third and long situations, that, typically those are going to be pass downs. And that's a chance for the defense to pin their ears back and, do some stunts and some games up front to really get after the quarterback. So pass pro is going to be huge in those situations. And then obviously me, hitting my back foot, getting the ball out on time, or, stepping up in the pocket and, creating some things with my legs.
It seemed like you were pretty hard on yourself again after the game on Sunday. When you looked at the film, did your opinion of that change at all? Or?
Not much. I usually have good recollection after the games, and when I'm being hard on myself, it's just continuing to push myself. No matter what I do in the game, I'm always going to expect more from myself and try and push and get more. And so I had situations where I felt like I could have done better on certain plays, and those are the ones I really look at. Everything else, as far as efficiency and all that, has been good for the most part during the year. Obviously, like I said, third downs and red zones are key and critical for us. But one of the things that I always do is just try to look at ways to get better.
What stands out when you watch the Browns DBs on tape?
Yeah, I think, just some veteran guys out there. Starts with Denzel Ward, one of the better corners, in my opinion, in the league. He does a great job in coverage. He's a man corner, so he does a great job at, really just kind of shutting guys down. And then when you look on the other side, you got Newsome, who he plays outside, but he also plays inside in the nickel. And so they have a great multiple, scheme that they use where it's, either guy could be in any spot, and they all play it well. Then you talk about Emerson on the outside. He's got a few picks already. He's very tight in coverage. He's a bigger guy, so he can cover the bigger guys in the league. And so, just looking around at their DBs, man, they got a bunch of talented playmakers, and just as always, we got to go out there and execute.
On the long pass to Fant you had, or it looked like there was a lot of people involved. Fans at home see, JSN's open over here. Can you maybe explain how different is what you're seeing when you have to make the decision to throw versus what the end picture looks like by the time the ball gets there.
Yeah, reads and stuff are always coverage based, and sometimes it may seem like some guys are open when they're not, and sometimes guys are open and just may not be a part of the read. And so I never want to kind of get into that talk. It's kind of easy to sit at home on your couch and look at an all 22 and say somebody's open. But this is football. You make split second decisions, and there has to be no hesitation. And so when I hit my back foot, I want to make sure that I'm seeing things correctly and getting the ball out.
You said Carey's who designed the touchdown to Jackson?
Yeah.
Is he often designing stuff for you guys?
Yeah. We have a great group of coaches, and they all have so much input, and they're all really talented. And so Carey, he does a great job. He helps out a lot with the red zone, and that was one of the plays where he told me during the week, he's like, "This is gonna score." He brought it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, it looks good," and I mean it's wide open. So big shouts out to Carey for that one.
Who you were pointing to after you hit it?
Yeah. Yep.
What can Jake Bobo's play in the corner there? What can that do not only for his confidence going forward, but for you as the quarterback and just that relationship and camaraderie you guys are building together?
Yeah. What an amazing catch. First of all, just to catch that, he caught it with one hand, and then to drag that second toe, it was like barely a centimeter between, that foot and the sideline. So it just shows the awareness that he has as a rookie, the big play ability he has. And so as we continue to develop together, of course it's going to, uplift our camaraderie and make things a lot better. I'm developing so much trust with him and Jackson, and still developing with DK and Tyler. It's only our second year playing together. So there's a lot of things out there that we can, get better at. And so that's what, when you see guys making plays like that, you think, man, I just got to give them a chance, and usually they'll come down with it.
How many new plays a week does the coaching staff come up with for the upcoming opponent?
I don't really count them, but it's always every week's a different week. Every week's a game plan, different game plan, different scheme. Every single defense kind of plays it a different way, so you've got to develop things for that particular defense. So how many new plays? I don't really know how many, but we do make adjustments during the week and even during the games.
Kenny McIntosh, getting back to practice this week, you obviously played with him in camp some. Just what kind of weapon can he be in the passing game, especially?
Yeah, I think Kenny, man, he's obviously he's great in the he's a great running back, right? He's got all the tools that you need to be successful. But yeah, in the passing game, he's just showed consistency with his catching, with his route running ability, and then obviously the main thing is pass protection. And he seems to be a guy who's gonna step right in there and get the job done. So we're very happy to have him back, and we look forward to being able to use him and add him into the offense.
What could Diaz go to you guys as well now that he's back?
Yeah, man, D, another guy with just tremendous ability, so much speed, great with the ball in his hands, had a tremendous camp. I thought, really was, playing excellent football, until, he had to go away for a while. But I can't wait to see D out there. He's got fresh legs, so he's running fast as ever. And, we can't wait to see him, do his thing.
Speaking of people coming back, DK is back. What does that do to your offense?
Everybody knows, man. It gives us that boost that we need. DK is such a special player. Just the physicality he plays with, the attention he demands from a defense. They always got to know where he is, and so that helps out the other guys. But as well as just him, in any one-on-one situation, he's the guy who typically wins. And so, we want to get him the ball, as much as we can, but within the rhythm and the scheme of the offense. And so, just appreciate having him, man. He's our guy, man. He's one of our better guys, and we need him out there.
What is the physicality that he brings to the offense? Like, when he's down there and he's making those physical plays, does it kind of bring some energy there?
Yeah. He's a leader, one of the leaders on offense, one of the leaders on this team. Like I said, man, a special talent, just a guy who, there's not many guys like him. That's the reality of it. And so he's a mismatch at all times. And usually teams are going to put a safety over him. They're going to cloud him or double him any way they can. And so he's a great run blocker, runs great routes, vertical threat, can run all the routes in the route tree. And to me, it's just the ultimate mismatch.
What was he like on the sidelines not playing?
Again, just being a leader, cheering guys on. He was doing a great job with communicating with the wideouts and preparing those guys and helping out any way he can. And so, I think, it's better for him to be on the field with us than off it. But, he did a great job.
Have you always been hard on yourself?
Yes, I've always been tough on myself, yes.
after the opening loss, you guys found a way to win, right? Win a few in a row after. And then, of course, after the Cincinnati loss again, you found a way to overcome the adversity. And what is it about this team that whenever there is something like that, it seems like you guys kind of respond in kind and come back in that way?
Yeah, I think it's the routine that we have. Coach does a great job at keeping us in routine. No matter what happens, we got Tell the Truth Monday where we come back and we assess it, win or loss, try to figure out things and ways to get better. And then back to Competition Wednesday. We call it Touchdown Thursday. The defense might call it Turnover Thursday. And then, throughout the week, right? So it keeps us consistent. And, that's the great part about being here is that we're never too high or too low on the wins and losses. Instead, we're just focused on the process and we get right back to work right after.
What is Tell the Truth Monday like?
A lot of truth telling, man. Just a lot of hard conversations that need to be had. And after the victories, I mean, all of it feels a lot better. But just getting right down to it, right? Like, what do we need to do to get better? Where do we kind of fall short in the previous game? And how can we fix those things? And so it keeps everything in perspective. And I really appreciate it.
Yelling, arguing, is everyone?
Never arguing. No, not around here. Coach does a great job with being stern, but also being positive, and he comes with the same energy and everything, whether we win or lose.
How much can that, on the Mondays, make sure things don't linger, anything's put to bed? How much does that help in that regard?
Yeah, it does help. It helps a ton, and I think what it helps the most is especially young guys, right, developing that routine of understanding that it's not college football where if you lose one game, you're out of the playoffs or whatever. You still got more games to play. There's still, a chance for the division to get into the playoffs. And so it just keeps you on really a day-to-day basis, but a week-to-week basis. And no matter what happens, win or lose, you just come back to work. You kind of, figure out how you can get better, like I said, and then you just move on.
How different is the Mondays here versus some other places you've been?
I would say it's a lot different. And I would say the main thing is after a loss. Just the energy coach brings and the way that we kind of just go about it, just the week and everything. Obviously you don't want to lose. But when it happens, coach does a great job at, like I said, just getting back to work and reminding us that there's more work to be done. And, maybe other places it kind of feels a little bit more somber after a loss. And, guys take it harder than others. But here's been great.
Do you want the throwbacks to be the permanent home uniforms?
I haven't even worn them yet, so I got to get a feel for them and kind of see how that feels on game day. But I know a lot of fans love it. I actually had someone say that we should. Someone text me and say we should wear it permanently. So I don't know, man. It's not up to me. So I wear whatever we have out there.
From the point you're saying that you're looking at film and you blame yourself, is it more from a continual improvement aspect, so you don't get too down on the play, but you use it to motivate yourself? Just want to make that difference.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I don't blame myself. I just look at it from a real life perspective, man. Like there's things that you do well, and there's things that it's a down to down, play to play league, and no one's perfect on every down. No quarterback is perfect every single down. You can watch all 32 quarterbacks in the league. Everyone's going to make a mistake. But I think the thing that you have to do and that I try to do is internalize those mistakes and then figure out ways that I can improve from it. And even the things that I've done well, I still try to look at those and say, what could I have done better? And so it's just an ongoing process of never-ending self-improvement, just trying to figure out ways to be better and better each day, each week.
All right. Thank you, Geno.
Thank you.
Thank you.